Hello everyone, welcome. I hope you're all doing well. This is lesson 149 in our course. In our last lesson, we started looking at the third group of conjugation in the present tense. And this third group is generally for irregular verbs. So the verbs in this group are irregular. However, there is a group of verbs that end in RE that are in this group, and they do follow a regular pattern of conjugation. If you didn't see lesson 148, you might want to go back and watch that for a little bit more information about that. We're going to continue though with this verb répondre, répondre, to answer, and it will follow that regular pattern of conjugation. So the endings that we learned last time for these type of verbs are S for je, for tu, also an S. Il, elle, on, there is no ending. For nous, the ending is ONS. For vous, the ending is EZ. And for il and elle, the ending is ENT. So if you do memorize these endings, there is a certain group of verbs in the third group of verbs that end in RE that follow this pattern. Keep in mind that not all verbs that end in RE will follow this pattern. So they're not all regular. Most of them are irregular. I do have a list at the end of the video of verbs that do follow this regular pattern. So here we go. Let's practice with the verb répondre. Répondre. Remember, this means to answer, to like answer a question or answer the phone, to answer. Répondre. Similar to respond in English. Remember, the first thing that you do is remove the RE if you want to conjugate the verb, and you're left with the root. And then all you have to do is add those endings to the root to conjugate the verb. So we start with je, we have our root, and just add the ending. And we have je réponds, je réponds, je réponds, I answer, I do answer, I am answering. Tu, we start with our root, and then we add the ending, which is S, pronounced the same as above. Tu réponds, tu réponds, tu réponds. Il, elle, on, I have my root, and remember, there is nothing that you add to this. Just leave it as it is, and you have the verb form. So if I want to say he answers, I would say il répond, il répond. She answers, elle répond, elle répond. One answers, we answer, on répond, on répond. Nous, start with your root and add your ending, which is ONS. Nous répondons, nous répondons, nous répondons. Vous, start with the root and add the ending. Vous répondez, répondez. They, il or elle, start with the root and then add your ending. Répondent, répondent. Notice you are producing a sound here. Ils répondent, elles répondent. Je réponds, tu réponds, il, elle, on répond. Répondons, répondez, répondent. Réponds, répond, répond. Répondons, répondez, répondent. So let's practice with some words or phrases that we commonly use with the verb répondre. So if you want to say I answer, simply you just will say je réponds. I answer, I do answer, I am answering. Je réponds. If you want to answer something like a question or a telephone or questions, you have to use the preposition à before the noun. So we have, for I answer the question, je réponds à la question. Je réponds à la question. I answer the question, I do answer the question, I am answering the question. Je réponds à la question. If the noun is masculine like téléphone, the à will combine with the le and become o. So this is a contraction. It's the contraction of a and le together. So if I want to say I answer the telephone, I would have to say Je réponds au téléphone. Je réponds au téléphone. If the noun is plural, like question, so the article would be les, so the a will combine with the les to produce o, the O-U-X. So I answer the questions would be je réponds aux questions. Je réponds aux questions. So this contraction is the subject of a different lesson, different video, but just know for now that the a will contract with the le to produce o, and the a will contract with les to produce o. Let's continue practicing. You answer, tu réponds, tu réponds. You answer the question, tu réponds à la question. You answer the phone, tu réponds au téléphone. You answer the questions, tu réponds aux questions. He answers, il répond. He answers the question, il répond à la question. Il répond à la question. He answers the phone, il répond au téléphone. Il répond au téléphone. He answers the questions. Il répond aux questions. She answers. Elle répond. She answers the question. Elle répond à la question. She answers the phone. Elle répond au téléphone. She answers the questions. Elle répond aux questions. One answers, we answer, they answer, people answer. On répond. On répond. One answers the question. On répond à la question. One answers the phone. On répond au téléphone. One answers the questions. On répond aux questions. We answer. Nous répondons. We answer the question. Nous répondons à la question. We answer the phone. Nous répondons au téléphone. We answer the questions. Nous répondons aux questions. You answer, remember the formal you. Vous répondez. You answer the question. Vous répondez à la question. You answer the phone. Vous répondez au téléphone. You answer the questions. Vous répondez aux questions. They answer. Ils répondent. Elles répondent. They answer the question. Ils répondent à la question. Elles répondent à la question. They answer the telephone. Ils répondent au téléphone. Elles répondent au téléphone. They answer the questions. Ils répondent aux questions. Elles répondent aux questions. Remember that these are the other verbs that are RE verbs, or DRE verbs, if you will, and all of these do follow this regular pattern of conjugation. So you see, répondre is here on the list. If you can conjugate répondre, you can conjugate any of these other verbs that are on the list. That's it for this lesson. Thanks so much for watching. If you found it helpful, as always, I would appreciate it very much if you give it a like. To continue learning and go on to the next question, please click on the video that appears here on your screen. See you soon. À bientôt.